Okay, it looks like I am live. We'll start in just a little bit to wait for things to catch up. And all right, so now we are set. Now, welcome to this live session. It's Wednesday, 5 o'clock Indian Standard Time. I am Martin, and I am one of the tutors of My IELTS Tutor, and I teach IELTS. I've been teaching IELTS for over 8 years, and I have literally helped hundreds of students achieve their goals with IELTS. And along with the tutors of My IELTS Tutors, we've literally helped thousands of students achieve their goals. We have some people joining. As you do say hello, I want to know who's joining us. If you've been here before, please say hello. It's always nice to see you guys who've joined us before, and those of you who are new to us and just joining us for the first time, thank you for being here, and it's great to have you. And do say hello. So you guys who are joining, do say hello. And we'll get started in just a minute or so. Again, my name is Martin. I am an IDP certified IELTS trainer with over 8 years of experience. Besides IELTS, I've also teach TOEFL and spoken English, as well as interview preparation. I've been doing this for a long time. I also have in-depth knowledge about the IELTS test, since I used to write IELTS practice tests, all modules of the IELTS test. So I know the test very well. Hello, hello, Bhavna. I hope I pronounce that correctly. Joined for the first time. Glad to have you here, Bhavna. And I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you are well. You are as well. Okay, so now to kind of set up before we begin this, there will be a lot of slides that you will, if you've seen the last few sessions, there will be a lot of repeated slides, and those are there to kind of review, as well as for people like Bhavna to understand what I'm talking about in certain aspects. Now, this and the last two sessions I'm talking about specific essay types. In this one, the last two. Next week, I'm going to do the same thing with another type of essay. But to really get a better idea of some of the aspects that I'm talking about in these videos, I want you to go back to the videos that I did over around a month ago to 2 months ago, where I talk about how to write. I'm talking about the different aspects of writing an essay, okay? And so there is one video in which and they're here on YouTube, by the way. So do subscribe to us here on YouTube, also on Instagram and Facebook. But here on YouTube, the videos, the live sessions, I talked about how to understand the essay prompt, and that's very important. And I really suggest you watch that. Second is how to plan for the essay. So even though I talk about planning in this one, it's kind of superficial here. I show you how to plan for this particular essay, but I don't go into specifics. So watch that video on how to plan for your essay. Then you also want to watch the videos on how to write an introduction, how to write the body paragraphs, and how to write the conclusion. And so when you write those, when you watch those, and then maybe watch this again, or the other ones that I just did, the last two, those concepts will become easier to understand, perhaps. So I really do recommend that you watch all those videos. So getting some more people. Do say hello. And so let's get started. All right, so now we're talking about how to plan and write problem and solution essay. However, that's not just, there's two types of that essay. So it's really, so let's look at this. So basically, we want to look at the expectations of this. So first of all, keep in mind that there's two different types of this particular one. It could be problems or causes and then solutions. Problems, causes, or solutions. It's essentially the same thing. That's why you see problems, causes, and solutions here. Okay, so first thing you need to do is you need to provide clear ideas of both problems or causes and the solutions behind an issue, behind the particular topic. That's really important that you do that. Oh, we have some more people who join us. Do say hello. It's nice. It would be nice to hear who's watching us. Also, at the end, I will have a, just to detract, I will have a short question and answer at the end. So do write your questions, but I ask that you keep it on topic. Okay, so now, again, the expectations for this particular essay is provide clear ideas of both the problems, causes, and solutions behind a particular topic. So this could be talking about urban life, living in the city, or it could be about noise pollution, for example, or solar power, maybe, whatever it could be. So, all right, now let's go on to the next expectation. And this is, you need to discuss each problem and solution in detail. And you need to do this by using the following: specific reasons, specific examples, specific details, okay? It's important that you use specific, you be specific. Otherwise, if you're talking in general terms, it's going to be difficult to understand you. You need to go into detail using specifics. Okay. The next thing is you want to write 250 words minimum. Minimum. You can write more than that, but you have to make sure that you write a minimum of 250 words, okay? Okay, now the next thing is you need to have clearly written paragraphs of appropriate format. And it's important that you write paragraphs, okay? Otherwise, if you don't have paragraphs, you're going to have you won't score above 4 in coherence and cohesion. And so the appropriate format would be this: your introduction, at least 2 body paragraphs, 3 may be necessary depending on the essay prompt, okay? Depending on the essay prompt. And you'll see why with my example later on. Then your conclusion. Okay, so now we have our time allotment. Time allotment is this: you have 40 minutes for the total time. Planning is 8 minutes maximum. You should finish all the planning within 8 minutes. Your writing time, you should give yourself 30 minutes to write. That's a reasonable amount of time to write. And then proofreading, 2 minutes. Give yourself 2 minutes to proofread, to edit your work at the end. And if you finish early, use that time, use the entire time till the finish to edit your work. Okay, now let's move on. Now, planning the essay. This is important because planning is essential to writing any essay, okay? It's essential. Now, first thing is step 1, we want to understand the essay prompt. Step 2, rewrite the topic. Step 3, write the thesis. Step 4, brainstorm problems, causes, and solutions, okay? We want to brainstorm for those. And I'll show you, and we'll show you what, the planning here for a particular essay. Step 5, you want to organize your paragraphs, Okay, now regarding the thesis, all right, this is the thesis for this particular essay is slightly different than the other two, how to handle it. Okay, so consider that you are only asked to discuss problems or causes and solutions. That's it. That's all you're asked to do. You're not really asked to give your opinion on the topic. However, you still want to have a thesis. So your thesis can be basically simple like this. There are solutions to these problems. Or these causes can be countered with the following solutions. Excuse me one moment. Knocked over my phone. There. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Now, brainstorming. Let's talk about brainstorming for points. Now, question. You need to come up with problems and causes and solutions, okay? That's what you want to come up with during the brainstorming step. So how many problems and solutions do you need? Basically, a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 3, okay? So you can have 2 problems or 2 or 3 problems and 2 or 3 solutions. You don't want to have one problem. You don't want to have one solution. You want to have several, because the question almost always asks for problems. They'll say, what are the problems associated with this? So S, plural. So that means you have to have more than one problem. What are the solutions? Again, solutions, plural. So you want to have more than one solution. Okay, so now, ideally, you should have one solution for each problem, but that may not be the case. But try to plan for that, okay? It might make it a little bit easier. All right, now, step 1, understanding the prompt. And this is our essay prompt. Many people today do not feel safe either at home or when they are out. What are the causes? What are the solutions? That's your essay prompt. So we need to be able to understand that. So first thing we want to do is understand the basic topic, which is safety at home and in public, okay? And then there's a viewpoint we want to consider. And the viewpoint is this. There's a feeling of being unsafe within and without the home, okay? So we want to include those, the basic topic and the viewpoint in our introduction, okay? Now, let's look at the remaining steps of the planning stages, okay? So step 2 is paraphrase topic. So we want to paraphrase the topic, and it's important because that way we can understand the topic. And this is basically including the basic topic and viewpoint as well. So here we have, when it comes to safety, a large number of people don't feel safe anywhere, whether it is within the home or out in public, okay? That's the paraphrase of the topic. Then we want to write our thesis. So basically here, there are many situations which can jeopardize personal safety, but there are effective precautions. And that's our thesis, okay? So now the step 4, brainstorming of our points. In this case, our problems and solutions. So here, since the question is asking within the home, outside the home, and then solutions. So I have it like this, the points for home, public, and solutions. So construction issues, such as in the home, unsafe roads out in public, taking precautions as a solution, crime for public, enforce building codes as a solution, use safety equipment, active law enforcement. So those are the points that, I want to talk about, okay? And then you want to decide the order of paragraphs here. So I recommend that you have 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph would be problems of safety within the home, problems of safety within the public, And then that should be body paragraph 3, your solutions. The third body paragraph will be the solutions, okay? Now, let's go on. It's now time to write. It's time to write. Okay. So now let's talk about our introduction. So remember that the elements required for your introduction are the following: topic statement, thesis, main points, or outline statement. Okay. And so we have 2 examples of an introduction. We have this one: safety is a big concern for everyone, and while modern life is relatively safe, there are still those who are fearful of being harmed in some way within their homes and without. So the first sentence is a general statement of the topic. The second sentence is basically a paraphrase of the essay prompt. And then the third paragraph is basically the thesis. And then the final sentence is the essay, the outline statement. Is basically explaining how this essay is going to be written, okay? And the order, and indicates the order of how it's going to be written. The other example is this. In today's world, there's a growing, the first sentence is basically the paraphrase of the topic. The second sentence is basically kind of a summary about the reasons. There are many reasons behind this. It doesn't go into detail. And then the final sentence is not a thesis, well, but it's a rhetorical question. It's an element of style, which you can use, and using elements of style such as these type of questions can help boost your score. Can help boost your score, I believe, in lexical resources, because they should, to score 7 above, you should be showing some elements of your own style in terms of writing. And so, however, the question that needs to be asked is what can be done to ensure safety for the masses? That basically sets up for the solutions, discussion for the solutions. So the second sentence sets up for the problems, the discussion of the problems, and then the third sentence sets up for a discussion of the solutions. All right, now let's look at our body paragraphs. Okay, so now we need 2 to 3 body paragraphs, okay? And so 1 body paragraph each for a problem, cause, or solution. The order, you should start with the problems and causes and then follow with the solutions, okay? That's why I recommend start with the problems or causes first and then go to the solutions. And then the suggested type of body paragraph to use is the multiple idea paragraph. And that I discuss in depth in the video, in the live session I did on how to write a body paragraph, okay? So I really recommend that you review that one. So, but the suggested format for this particular type of paragraph would be this. Your first sentence would be a general statement about the topic in light of problems, causes, or solutions. The second sentence would be the first problem, cause, or solution. Third sentence would be an explanation of it using details and or example. The fourth sentence is the second problem, cause, or solution. The fifth would be your explanation of that, followed by the third problem, cause, or solution. The seventh sentence would be the explanation, and then your eighth sentence, you want to give a conclusion of that, okay? And so the first body paragraph, how the essay that I'm going, example essay that I'm putting up here, the first body paragraph is going to be the problem causes in the home. Second will be outside the home. And the third will be the solutions, okay? So now let's look at our first body paragraph. Okay, so here's our first body paragraph. I'll give you some time to read this. Okay, so the first sentence is a general statement that sets up the discussion. The second sentence is the first reason, and then it's followed by an example. The fourth sentence, some of these are powered, but the wires may be exposed. So that's another reason. And then it's actually giving some more examples. It's basically focusing on one problem here, but this is fine because it gives some good examples of this. And then the final sentence is a conclusion. Now, the second body paragraph, let's look at that. Here's our example and here's our sentence. So here we're talking about two particular problems due to safety issues outside the home. So we're talking about unsafe roads and then crime. Okay. So it basically follows the pattern of the format for multiple idea body paragraphs. Okay, so if you guys have questions, please ask them. Go ahead, don't be afraid. Also, don't be afraid to say hello. I would love to see who's joining me. But I will have a question and answer period at the end. However, I do ask that you keep it on topic. In this case, essay writing, task 2. Okay, so let's move on. Let's look at our third body paragraph. Okay, so our third body paragraph, here's our example. So this is a little bit short, but it's talking about solutions here. So the first two sentences are basically talking about a general statement of the topic in terms of solutions. So the first thing is being vigilant and taking precautions. So, and then the following sentence is talking about being, outside in public. So it's referring to crime. Second one is talking about in the home, using safety equipment, such as non-skid mats on bathroom floors to prevent falls. So that's a particular precaution. And then finally, the final sentence is the government can also enact laws to regulate building as well as actively enforce all laws. So there you have it. That's body paragraph 3. Now, the next step is our conclusion. Conclusion is our final paragraph. And so it should go like this. How to write it, it's a 4-step process. Step 1, you begin with a connector. And the thing is, you want to make sure that, such as to conclude, in conclusion, in closing, but you don't have to use those. But to keep in mind that the connector must be formal in tone. This is because the essay is academic writing. And so we have to have a formal tone in our essay. Next, we want to restate our thesis. We want to paraphrase it. We don't want to restate it word for word from how we stated it in our introduction. In step 3, you want to summarize. Sorry about that. I thought I got that, but you want to summarize the points. So you want to summarize the problems and solutions. Okay. well, summarize the problems and solutions. Sorry about that, editing mistake. And then step 4, you want to give an additional opinion or call for action, okay? So let's look at a sample conclusion. So ultimately, the world can be quite scary, but that should not prevent people from feeling safe. So ultimately is the conclusion. It's making a general statement about safety in terms of, you know, it can be dangerous, but you know, that should not prevent people from feeling safe. It's basically a general statement about, you know, regarding the topic. And then the next sentence is a restatement of the thesis. Actually, the next 2 sentences, however, the second sentence and then the third sentence is a summary of one of the points, and then the final sentence is basically a conclusion. It's basically adding a further opinion. You know, taking these steps can ensure the well-being of all people. You know, so that's basically your conclusion. Okay, so now let's review this, okay? So you want to provide clear ideas of both the problem, causes, and solutions behind the issue. You want to discuss each problem and solution in detail using specific reasons, examples, and details. You want to write 250 words minimum. You want to have clearly written paragraphs of appropriate format, and that includes your introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. And that's it. I want to thank you guys. Do you guys have any questions? Right now is a good time for questions. Feel free to ask. Again, I apologize for those editing errors, and I've been working hard on improving those. So again, forgive me. It's been great having you with me. Make sure, you know, I talked about this early on. Make sure that you review the videos that I talked about how to understand the essay prompt, how to plan the essay, how to write conclusion, body paragraphs, and introduction. Those are important videos to watch, and they will help make these videos that I'm doing on the individual essay types a bit more understandable. So that's really what I think you do. It doesn't look like we have any questions. That's fine. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this session. I know I have. All right, so now I want to talk about my IELTS Tutor, which is the premium online training that you won't find anywhere else. You will find it's much better than what I call brick and mortar institute, where you sit down with 20 to 30 students, because you get more individualized attention through my IELTS Tutor. This is because we have small group sessions in our classes. We have no more than 5 students. We also have, and this is also important, individualized training, where you can meet with one trainer or several trainers on an individual basis to provide you training on all 4 modules. You won't get that in a brick and mortar institute, where you sit with a group of students and any attention you get is basically 5 to 10 minutes at the most. You know, here you get more individualized training. Another thing is, and these are the things we offer our students. Another thing that we offer our students, and this is also special, because a lot of brick and mortar institutes, They offer you, everyone, the same type of material. And yes, you get same type of material, but everyone's going at the same material through the same time. Here, we offer each student a customized study plan that's suited to your needs, that's tailored to enhance your strengths and build on your weaknesses, improve on them. And that's what you'll find, and that's what we do. And so that's what sets us apart from any other institute, online institute, or brick and mortar institute. And so these are the primary tutors of my IELTS tutor, myself, Nana Chabra, and Ms. Amita. Together we have around 30 years of experience. And like I said early on, we've helped train thousands of students achieve their goals with IELTS. And that's important because we're committed to achieving that goal. We are committed to helping you achieve your goals for IELTS. And here are some recent results from our students. You can see 7.5 and 8 bands, and everything we do, all the tips we provide you are for achieving 8 bands and higher. And that's our ultimate goal for each student, is to achieve 8 bands or higher. And so that's what we shoot for. And because of that, and we're committed to that, we are committed to that. And because of that, your bands are our responsibility. That's right, your bands are our responsibility. So that's it for today. Be sure to follow us here on YouTube, watch our videos, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. You guys take care. Bye.